Wolfsburg im Norden Deutschlands. Im Süden Ingolstadt.
So today's date is the 30th of December 2020, and I've owned my Trabant for about 14 months now. And well, to be honest with you, I've only really opened the door last week. But even though its journey began with me 14 months ago, its journey began a long time ago. Its journey began here. Well, not here, this is my bedroom, but it began here in East Berlin, East Germany, behind the Berlin Wall. Now, the Berlin Wall fell in 19th of November 1989, and that shone a light on a company that no one really knew existed, because it was stuck behind the communist walls of East Germany. That company's name is Versicherung Automobilwerke, which for some reason gets shortened to IFA somehow. So IFA have been making the Trabant since 1957, and in 1990 there's rumours in the air that a European Union is going to be formed, which means new legislation for everything regarding motoring, which meant emissions tests, which meant that the two-stroke engine would never pass. So in 1991 the company is struggling desperately, and when they decided that they were going to make one last final attempt to make a final car, the only company that they could turn to was Volkswagen. The same company, like Volkswagen, Audi and Mercedes, were running them into the ground, but they knew that they needed this one last push. So they asked could they use their 1 litre 4-stroke engine that we're using in the Volkswagen Polo, and they created what is known as the last ever production Trabant ever to roll off the line, the Trabant 1.1. Now, in 1994, they finished the production of the Trabant 1.1 only 3 years after starting, and they made about 39,000 of them, and it's statistically there's only about 14,000 left, and so happens that I have one of them, and roughly I'd say there's less than 4 in this country. So let's just stop talking about the Trabant and let's just go see it. So this is my Trabant 1.1, and its journey has ended in this shed for the last 14 months. But it started in what we know as Poland, where a man drove it in 2006 to Northern Ireland from Dublin, where it was then traded for a Ford Mondeo in Derry and sat in a field for about 15 years until 2019, September of 2019, where we bought it and then put it in this shed. So these panels, what's rare about these cars is this is made of Duroplast. Duroplast is technically fiberglass. It's made from compressed fibers from recycled and used waste byproducts of the Soviet Union. So this car is technically made out of the blood, sweat and tears of communism. Even though we've parked it in this shed and we've almost forgot about it, I'm not Ron Weasley and this isn't my magical Ford Anglia. And I love this car and we will have it back in the group one day. Even if it doesn't fly and it barely runs and it doesn't have a window because my girlfriend busted it, and it has a gas system we don't know how to work, and it has a fuel leaky engine and the engine doesn't work, and we can't get a spare one because you have to go to Germany, and we can't go to Germany because we got a COVID and we can't go anywhere. That's so good until it got ruined. Let's just put it back in the shed and just forget about it for another few years, yeah? Deal? Deal.